Represent the values that you stand for. Click the link below for God, Family, and Guns merchandise. Here at God, Family, and Guns, we've of course made a lot of videos on the ATF and their illegal access into our records and what it is they're doing with them. What we're going to address today is really an answer to many of your questions is, well, do they really know what kind of guns I have, how many guns I have, that kind of thing? Well, that depends on a few factors. The short answer is, yeah, they know. But it depends on a few factors. So I'm just going to kind of go through those factors. Number one, it's illegal to keep a gun registry by the ATF, but that doesn't stop them from doing it. For the longest time, they were just drowning in mountains of paperwork. Because this paperwork, anytime a gun store would close, which by the way is a lot every year, they would pull in millions and millions and millions of records of people's firearm purchases in the form of paper documents, and they're literally drowning them. They have the floors of this location that were literally collapsing because of the weight of all the paper. So because of that, it all got put into, or it is beginning to be put into a system which they call just easier managing, but the reality is it is a gun registry. And so, well, are your guns in there? Well, the short answer is, if you bought any guns from a store that is closed in the past, all of those guns are in their illegal registry. And so yes, I have bought a few guns from gun stores in the past that have closed. So I know that some of mine are in there. If you ever did an online application, that is in there as well. You know, the big question mark was, well, what happens to these online applications? Well, of course, the ATF is storing those applications. You know, it is better to do a paper application. Yes, that goes through the FBI background check, which is also documented, by the way, but it stays in the store, whereas in the online applications do not necessarily stay in the store. They stay in their system, but it also stays in the ATF system. If you've made a multi-handgun purchase, meaning you bought more than one handgun within 30 days, those are also in their illegal online registry. So, you know, not rifles, but handguns. If you bought more than one handgun in less than 30 days, yes, those guns are documented and in this illegal registry. The other piece of this is if they ever go after a type of gun, and we've made videos on all this, I'm just trying to get it into a list, and I'll put some links below. But if they ever go after a type of gun, so if they ever go after, for example, ARs, what they'll do is, if they deem that those are illegal, they'll go to all the manufacturers of those guns and they'll find out who they sold them to, which is going to be a wholesaler. And then they'll go to those wholesalers and they'll find out who they sold them to, which would be the gun store. And then they'll go to the gun store and they'll find out who they sold them to, which will be you. And that's how they'll know about your guns in that case as well. So does the ATF, does the federal government know what kind of guns you have? If you ever bought a gun from a store that was closed, if you ever filled out an online application, if you ever made a multi-handgun purchase, which is more than one handgun in less than 30 days, or if you own any gun that will be illegal in the future by the ATF, then yeah, they definitely know what kind of guns you have. And there's probably some more variables that aren't in those lists, but those are the big ones. So just wanted to throw that out there to create some awareness that, yeah, they do know, and chances are you're probably out of that list. You're probably like, yeah, I did probably a couple of those things. Of course, very innocently, we would trust that the federal government would not create an illegal gun registry, but here we are. So love to hear your thoughts and insight on that. Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel to Patreon. That link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.